Jasmine Carter stood in the priority lane with one carry-on and a calm face. Dressed simple black blazer, white tee, jeans, no jewelry, loud enough to scream money. Around her, business travelers flashed status cards like shields. The gate area buzzed with boarding chimes and impatience. Jasmine checked her phone once, then tucked it away. She wasn't nervous, just focused. When the agent called first class to board, Jasmine stepped forward quietly, scanning her pass, ready to walk onto the jet like any other passenger. The scanner beeped. The gate agent's smile froze. "Ma'am." One moment, Jasmine paused, polite. The agent leaned closer, lowering her voice. "This pass isn't validating. Can you step aside?" People behind Jasmine sighed, annoyed. A man in a suit muttered, "Unbelievable." Jasmine moved to the side without protest, but her eyes narrowed slightly. She knew that beep. It wasn't an error. It was a flag. The agent's fingers flew over the keyboard, glancing up at Jasmine like she didn't belong in that lane. The agent's tone sharpened. "Did you purchase this ticket yourself?" Jasmine blinked once. "Yes." The agent glanced at the name, then at Jasmine again, like the two didn't match. "I'm going to need your ID. And do you have another card with you?" "Yes." Jasmine handed her driverslicense.com as ice. The agent studied it too long, then called out to a nearby supervisor. "Gate lead, can you come here? I have a situation." The word situation turned heads like a siren. Supervisor Mark Delaney strode over with a practiced airport authority clipboard, earpiece, tight jaw. He didn't greet Jasmine. He greeted the agent. "What's going on?" the agent whispered, pointing at the screen. Mark's eyes flicked to Jasmine and stayed there, measuring, judging. "Ms. Carter," he said slowly, "we're going to have to verify your boarding credentials." Jasmine's voice remained soft. "Verify what?" Mark nodded toward her pass. "Spare class is restricted. It doesn't look right." Jasmine heard the real meaning. "You don't look right." Mark stepped closer, lowering his voice, but not enough. "Where did you get this ticket?" A few passengers leaned in, pretending not to listen. Jasmine felt the heat of their stares. "Repeated," she repeated. Mark's lips curled. "But on what? A third-party site? Someone else's card?" Jasmine's patience thinned, but she didn't show it. "Is there a problem with my ID?" Mark didn't answer. He signaled 2 security officers nearby. "Just in case," he said, loud enough for the line to hear. The word spread instantly. Security. A woman in designer heels scoffed. "She can't afford it?" Jasmine turned her head slowly. Not angry, just present. The comment died halfway. A man with a gold watch whispered, "People try anything these days." The gate agent looked relieved, like the crowd validated her suspicion. Mark raised his hand to pause boarding. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a verification issue. Please remain patient." Groans erupted. Jasmine stood at the side like a suspect, with her passport life reduced to a blinking cursor on a screen. Across the gate, a tired single mother held a sleeping toddler, eyes heavy, shoulders slumped. She watched Jasmine with something different: recognition, not judgment. When Jasmine's gaze met hers, the mother gave a tiny nod, like, "I've been there." Jasmine swallowed, steadying herself. She wasn't just fighting for a seat, she was fighting a familiar feeling. Being questioned for existing. Mark asked the agent, "Run it again." "Check fraud flags." The agent tapped fast. Jasmine could hear the keyboard like a drumbeat, counting down to something ugly. Mark's voice snapped. "Ma'am, until we confirm this, you are not boarding." Jasmine's eyes lifted. "This plane is leaving in 10 minutes. Mark shrugged. "Then you should have had proper documentation." Jasmine's chest tightened, but she kept her expression neutral. "What documentation do you want?" Mark leaned in, almost enjoying it. "Proof this ticket belongs to you." Jasmine slowly pulled out her phone. The agent raised a hand. "No recording." Jasmine didn't record. She simply opened an email confirmation, receipt, itinerary, everything. Mark barely glanced. The security officers positioned themselves like walls. One spoke, not unkind, but firm. "Ma'am, we may need you to step away from the gate." Jasmine's throat went dry. Step away meant surrender. She looked at Mark. "Are you accusing me of something?" Mark's eyes didn't blink. "I'm protecting the airline." Jasmine exhaled a quiet laugh, no humor in it. "The airline is protecting itself from me." Mark's jaw set. "Ma'am, don't make this harder. Passengers watched like it was entertainment. Jasmine felt her dignity hanging by a thread. Jasmine's voice softened. "My father used to work at airports," she said, surprising even herself. "He told me the worst part isn't delays. It's being treated like you're guilty before anyone knows your name." Mark smirked. "We know your name. That's the issue." Jasmine blinked. "What does that mean?" the agent whispered. "The system says do not board exec review." Mark pointed at the screen as if it proved his point. "See? The system flagged you." Jasmine stared at the words, her stomach turning. "Executive review." Jasmine stepped back, hands steady, and made a call. Mark scoffed. "Calling your lawyer?" Jasmine didn't answer. The phone rang once, twice. She spoke quietly. "Hi, it's Jasmine. I'm at gate C-17. They're blocking me." Mark rolled his eyes, turning to the agent. "Start rebooking her. Put her on the next flight economy." Jasmine's mouth tightened at that last word. On the phone, a calm voice replied, "Stay there. Don't argue. Don't move." Jasmine's eyes lifted. "Okay," she whispered. Her calm returned sharper now. The gate agent announced final boarding. Mark waved passengers through, eager to move on. He leaned toward Jasmine. "You can either cooperate or we can escort you out." Jasmine looked past him at the jet bridge like it was a memory she refused to lose. "Not leaving," she said softly. Mark's face hardened. "Then you're trespassing." That word hit like a slap. Trespassing at her own gate, on her own ticket, in her own country. Single mother across the room adjusted her sleeping child and stood watching closer now, like she sensed a storm. A quiet older man in a veteran cap stepped forward. "Excuse me," he said, voice steady. She showed her ID. "What exactly is the problem?" Mark bristled. "Sir, this doesn't concern you." The man didn't back down. "It concerns everyone when you treat a passenger like a criminal." Murmurs spread. Mark snapped, "Board your flight." The man pointed at the screen. He said, "Executive review." "That doesn't sound like fraud. It sounds like you're scared of someone." Jasmine's eyes flicked to him, grateful, but still composed. She wasn't here to be rescued. She was here to be seen. A woman in a navy suit approached fast from the concourse badge, heels urgency. People parted like water. She stopped at the gate, breathing hard. "Where is she?" Mark straightened, suddenly nervous. "Ma'am, this passenger," as the woman's eyes landed on Jasmine and softened immediately. "It's Carter," she said with respect. Mark froze. The agent's face drained of color. Jasmine gave a small nod. "Hello, Dana." The executive turned to Mark, voice calm but deadly. "Why is she not on that aircraft?" Mark stammered. "System flag verification, possible misuse." Dana cut him off. "Stop." Dana faced the gate area and spoke clearly. "Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the disruption." Then she turned back to Mark. "Do you know who this is?" Mark swallowed. "A passenger." Dana's eyes sharpened. "This is Jasmine Carter, majority shareholder and chair of the board." Silence slammed the gate. Even the boarding chime felt embarrassed. Jasmine didn't smile. She looked around at the faces that had judged her, some shocked, some guilty, some suddenly polite. Mark's face turned pale. "Chair of the board," he whispered. Dana nodded. "What? The airline you said you were protecting?" Mark's voice cracked. "Ms. Carter, I'm so sorry. I didn't know." Jasmine's eyes stayed on him. "It's the problem," she said quietly. "You didn't know, and you didn't care to know. You decided." Mark tried again, desperate. "We follow protocol. System flagged you." Jasmine raised a hand gently. "Protocol isn't an excuse for humiliation." A single mother across the gate exhaled like she'd been holding her breath for years. The veteran cap man nodded once, satisfied. Dana stepped closer to Jasmine. "Your car is waiting. You still want to take this flight?" Jasmine paused. Jasmine's voice lowered, emotional now. "I'm going to Cleveland," she said. "My mother's in the hospital. She doesn't know if she'll make it through the night." The crowd's posture changed less, curious, more human. Jasmine looked at Mark. "I dressed like this because I didn't want special treatment. I wanted to fly like everyone else. Quiet. Normal." Dana's face softened, guilt flashing. Mark's eyes filled with panic. Jasmine continued, "But you couldn't let me be normal. You needed me to prove I deserved the space." Her voice trembled once, then steadied again. "I'm boarding." Dana signaled the gate agent. Open the door now. The agent's hands shook as she reopened boarding. Jasmine stepped forward, not triumphant, just tired. As she walked, passengers parted, some whispering apologies, others staring at the floor. The woman in heels who had scoffed earlier went silent, clutching her bag like it could hide her shame. The single mother approached Jasmine quickly, careful not to wake her child. "Thank you," she whispered. Jasmine blinked. For what? The mother's eyes watered. For not screaming. For surviving it with grace. Jasmine nodded, swallowing hard. "I've had practice." In first class, Jasmine sat by the window, staring at the runway lights. Dana appeared at her seat, tablet in hand. "Miss Carter, I've already suspended Mark and the agent pending review." Jasmine didn't look up. "Don't suspend them because I'm the chair," she said. "Suspend them because they do this to people who aren't." Dana's throat tightened. "We'll conduct a full bias audit. Training policy changes." Jasmine finally turned, eyes glossy. "Training won't fix hearts," she whispered. Dana nodded, ashamed. Jasmine looked out the window again, then fixed the system that protects people like him. The plane lifted into the night, smooth and silent, like nothing happened, except everything did. Mid-flight, the captain's voice came on. "Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We have a special passenger on board tonight, and I've been asked to share something important." The cabin hushed. Jasmine's breath caught, effective immediately. The captain continued. "Our airline is launching a new passenger dignity policies, our tolerance for discrimination, profiling, or humiliation at any gate. This isn't PR, this is accountability." Soft murmurs rose. Jasmine closed her eyes, a tear finally slipping for naught, because she won, but because she wished she didn't have to. The single mother in the back held her child tighter. The veteran capman whispered about time. And for the first time that night, Jasmine felt like the sky held her gently, instead of questioning her weight.